I love watching my son's soccer game, and at the soccer game, there's always parents and supporters and even other coaches at the sidelines yelling directions at the players on the field. Now, for me personally, I can't do that because I know nothing about what's happening up on the field, so I just can't join in. But there is a chorus of people on the sideline giving directions. At one of the last games, the coach walks over to the sidelines and tells everybody, please be quiet. Why? Because the players are so busy listening to the people who love them and the people who support them and the people who mean well, that they are not listening to the coach who has the master plan, who has the play, who knows exactly where the team is going, who is directing the team on where to go next. They can't listen to the coach because they're so busy listening to other things in the crowd. And one of the things that resonated with me in that whole conversation and seeing that whole dialogue is that that's exactly how we are in our spiritual life. Because we listen to the people who we love and who mean well, who mean us well. They love us, they support us, they take care of us. Because we're so busy listening to them and having constant communication with them that we can never listen to the coach's voice, and that is God's voice. We have a hard time staying on task because we have a hard time being in communication with the one who has the plan. And so we rely on what God said to us last week in prayer or a year ago in prayer. We rely on the signs that we're getting instead of simply just relying on God's voice. Where do you find this? Well, you find it in His Word. You find it in prayer time. And so I want you to cultivate a time of prayer where the only voice that you listen to is God's. That's the only direction that you take. Create a habit in your schedule for prayer time. For me, it's exactly when I wake up in the morning, but for you, it could be some other time. But whatever that time is, create a time and stick to it. Be disciplined about spending time in prayer. And listen, it's not just about talking to God. Prayer is also about listening to God. It's about getting information and guidance from God, who can give you all the understanding and guidance that you need anyway. This is about your future. This is about your relationship with God, which you cannot have if you don't have a prayer life. And we know the people who in church who ain't got a prayer life, right? Because they have a hard time loving people who do not pray like them. They have a hard time, being there for people who do not think like them or who do not agree with them politically or socially or whatever the case may be. I want us to cultivate a prayer life that is so in tune, that is so disciplined, that is so right where we are and where we want to be in our spiritual walk, that there is nothing that can separate us. There is nothing that can take us out of that place. And when you start to pray, things in your life will change, not because things change, but because your heart changes, your perspective changes, your outlook on that situation changes, because you understand and you have communication and relationship with the one who handles it all anyway. There are two other ways that we get set in our stance we're in our series called On Your Mark. There are two other ways that we get set in our stance so that way we can obey the voice of God, that we can listen closely to the voice of God. If you missed Tuesday's devotional, I want you to go back and check that out. That will help you as we deep dive not only into scripture, but just cultural references that we can try to figure out and parse through. What is God telling us? What is God saying to us? And what voice should we be listening to? It's not the podcast. It's not the social media. It's not your friends or your neighbors. It's one voice alone. Go back and check that out.